You good? All right, so good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Town of Rensselaerville Planning Board meeting for Thursday, March 2nd. The agenda for tonight's meeting is to approve the minutes from the April 18th meeting, the Chase subdivision, the Golden Farms special use permit, and I believe we might have somebody from Pearson subdivision, and then motion to adjourn the meeting. So I will now call the meeting to order. So for the first agenda topic for meeting minutes, from April 18th, I think the only thing that's required on these is just to adjust the date on the printed copy, but I think Amanda, you had stated that was,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll change it.
Do any board members have any other, modifications to the meeting minutes?
No.
I will accept a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the April 18th meeting.
Make a motion.
Motion by Dominic,
Second.
second by Brad, all in favor?
I abstain.
Oh, and Ann abstains. So all in favor? Aye. All right, motion carried. Okay, next up is the Chase subdivision. So for this, I think we will be just inviting, you just to give us an overview of the scope of the project to the board
Sure.
members.
Sure. You guys should have copies of everything. If not, I have more. I don't have any more stuff, but I am actually representing Dominic and Elena Imrikova. And you should all have a copy of the permission slip that was written by them to the town board, or to the planning board. So, with that being said, there is a sketch map, just to give you an overview of what is going on. Should look like similar to this. So what they're trying to do is subdivide, it's approximately 17 acres. The survey is being done as we speak. It's not completed. But these boundaries are basically all pieces or parts of a stone wall. For the most part, majority stone wall boundaries. With that being said, because if you look the way his driveway is, it couldn't just be cut out as a square unit. And it's the slope of the hill makes it almost impossible for that to happen. But he would like to preserve and keep as much property as possible. He has, I believe there's 116 acres, if there's some on paper here. So it would be about 99 acres left-ish, depending on the survey, completed survey. Tim, I've worked with Tim on this, along with these folks, and we've done, the sketch plan application. We've done the site consent form is in there, if anybody wants to do that. We've paid the fee. We have the neighboring adjoining properties of all interested parties, the minor subdivision application, the short secret review, and you'll see this combined real estate transfer because the property was in his wife's name. Just recently, they have merged, so it's in both of their names for business reasons or whatever, none of my business. So that's why on some forms you'll see just her name. Some forms are both. This was done, I believe, I can tell you. There should be a date on here somewhere. Anyway, so with that being said, they don't have the deed yet, because as most people know that own property, that can take months to get. The attorney said that this would suffice for what he's doing, his attorney, which is his friend, so it's not like a land attorney. Anyway, questions? Go over the paperwork. I've done this before. I'm on the zoning board, as most people know, so I've been coaching them, guiding them, and I think we pretty much have everything submitted except for the final survey.
So I have one
Sure.
question. The way that they broke this off,
Let me, come on, I can probably come over.
the way that they broke this off,
Yes.
what was the decision? Why did they do it that way?
As I said, my property is right here.
Yep.
So there's probably 6 stone walls that went across my property all the way through their property to the woods.
Okay.
So they're trying to utilize these. The driveway starts here and goes all the way up, and the hill is like this.
Okay,
So the driveway, instead of going up this way, it goes this way. But they want to keep as much property as possible.
okay, so the stone wall goes from where to where?
It actually goes across here. But the reason that this is over here is to accommodate for the driveway.
Okay, and the,
And they want to keep 300+ feet road frontage here. So down the road, they have the option to subdivide that off, which they're not planning on doing any of that right now, you know?
okay, so
But
there's.
can you see the driveway?
Yeah, I can see the driveway, but this is a steep slope.
Very,
That's a
very,
steep
very.
slope.
It's like, I'd say 10 to 12 degrees slope.
And on this,
Grade.
and on this side, is it the same?
No, this is flat,
That's flat,
semi-flat.
semi-flat.
This, as you can see, that's a swamp area. That's what that little circle represents. So this is a little stream. That's what this is. It goes back through.
And what's the landscape right over on this side? What
This is also a hill.
Okay, that's all I know.
Basically from, my property is relatively flat
Right,
across from here.
Yeah.
And then basically from where his driveway starts, down all the way to, the property is right here on the corner of the 360.
okay, all right.
And this is County Road 360. So the ambulance building being
Oh, okay, yeah.
right there.
Is this on your side of the road or on the?
This is on
house
the
side?
opposite
It is
side of the
okay.
road. Yep.
Okay.
So the reason that this kind of looks like this
Yeah, that's.
is to accommodate
Yeah,
the stone walls. And again, keep the road frontage here. And, of course, this way there's
so where
no
is the other,
issues.
where are the other stone walls on this side?
So there's one, let me just, can I use your pen?
Yeah.
So this is a stone wall that continues. Mine is gone. When they farmed the property, they actually pushed all the stones into a pile over here, so they're still there. But this stone wall still exists.
Okay.
Then there's another one right here. This is a stone wall that still exists, and there's also one here. So all of these lines here are pretty much stone walls. But what he wanted to do is keep this because he has a bunch of beehives here and they love this area because it's full of apple trees and he didn't want to lose his apple trees.
Okay,
So that's why the shape is a little funky.
okay.
But, like I said, the majority of the lines are pretty much straight with the stone
When the
walls.
survey comes, we'll be able to see that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yep. It's gonna be very, very similar to that, other than maybe setbacks, stuff like that might be off just a whisker.
And just for reference, it's all zoning compliant, right?
Yes, yep, it's agricultural, rural, residential. Now, as some of you guys probably know, I know you know, where this says, I'll get my paper so you can look at yours. Where this says well, this well is the existing Ormsby home well. That's still a good well. He just changed the pump last weekend in it to get the water tested, so that's would be the next obviously thing. And then if you see the new house, he wants to just right up to that little apple orchard and put it right on top. Downsizing by about 2,000 square feet. So, the house plans and whatnot, he has an architect that's drawing them up now. Like I said, this one's gonna be around 2,000 square feet, to give you an idea. So it's not gonna be small, but it's not gonna be huge either. Any other questions?
No, I think that was a good overview and knowing now where the emergency building is, the ambulance building.
Yeah.
That helps.
That being right diagonal from this corner. Yeah, that's right there.
Okay.
If you see where it says 60 CR 360, that's where the ambulance building is.
Okay. So you said that the survey is underway at this time?
Yes, it is. I have the survey company. We have nothing from them other than a receipt for the down payment, but, The name is Bethlehem Land Survey
And
TLLC.
if they don't have a copy of the subdivision application, you should give it to them, because it puts on there what we need to see.
Yeah,
Like it just lists it.
Yes, I already sent it to the guy. Yep, I already did, to the surveyor, I already did. The 20-foot,
Yeah, all
increments.
these requirements.
Yep. Yep, already sent, thank you, but don't, I already sent all that to him. It was that, the site plan for the well, which is already there, so they can pinpoint that easily. The proposed septic area, proposed driveway. The contours. There's a couple more
yeah,
little
there's a few.
things,
It's a
yeah,
long
but all that
list.
was sent to
Okay.
them, yep,
All right,
all that was sent to them.
well, in looking over the minor subdivision application and the sketch plan, I just have a few updates that I think are needed. And you could just, I think, sign on mine and initial if that's okay.
Sure.
So for the minor subdivision application on page 2, you just wanna list your name as who you're,
I could do that, we weren't sure,
okay,
and when I talked to Tim, he said let the planning board.
okay.
do
I
that.
highlighted on.
So, yeah,
page
I
2.
can do that, sure.
And then on page 3, the total number of acres to be subdivided, so I think that would, on that line, you would have the 116. It says plus or minus 17.
True, yes, yep,
And then the remainder is good.
yeah, then it would, each parcel, yeah, because it does, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, they filled all this stuff out and sent it to me. I went over most of it. I did miss that, cause that should say 116.
We usually have to go through.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's the parcel you're taking
Yeah.
off.
Yep, 116.
And then the interested parties, I saw the whole list that was provided.
Yep,
so that's-
I did that myself. I went on the county map. I came down here, verified it, so that's accurate and up to date. I think there was one, where is that? There were a couple of folks, and the information that I had, like standard Mackey, for example, Sayer Road, there was no like box number or route, no number, so got it as accurate as possible. And David Lewis, I mean, everybody knows David Lewis, but it just says Lewisdale Road. There's no like 199 or, cause that is their property, the whole road. So, those are the only two things I can tell you on that paper.
And then additionally for the minor subdivision application, what we've been requesting from folks that are proposing a new build is the proof of the perk test on that. Because it already has an existing home, do we need that
Well, we would have to see it on the
map?
new
On the
one,
survey?
yeah.
Yeah,
Just the proposed, and that's in there, the proposed well location, you're not locked into that.
right. The well is already there.
Yeah, but on the new parcel.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. That's what I'm, the well is existing. There was a home there that was taken down. It was uninhabitable,
I see.
taken down about 4 or 5 years ago by him,
Mhm.
and the well was still there. So the only issue with the well was it froze, must be something, and the pump dropped to the bottom, so they had to snake it out, and drop a new pump in there. But that will be pending,
Correct.
water sample, test. But as far as the perk tests go, that would be a different form, correct? Cause that's gonna have to be county health
Right,
department.
Yeah.
So that, I think, is the only other thing that I think we would require, just because it is a new build, unless the board feels otherwise, we do have the ability to.
And that's a discretionary
Yeah.
decision. since
Because if
there's
it
already a well.
perks, he's gonna put a conventional, if it doesn't perk, he's gonna put another system in, so
It's,
it's. I had to do the same damn thing when I built my, it's like, it's the same pretty much all over town. Wouldn't you say, Phil, for the most part?
so is the board comfortable considering the existing homes there and, the plan? That we can either waive the quick test or.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
I'm comfortable with
Okay.
that.
And then on the sketch plan application, it was a similar updates, just, the representation part, just putting your name on there, that you are the one representing them.
Okay, what was that on? I'm sorry.
the sketch plan application.
Oh, okay, yep,
You could just update mine, I highlighted.
okay,
the-
that's fine, yeah,
Um,
that's fine, that works.
and then on the second page, putting your name and address on there, at the top. And then almost at the bottom of the second page is, the lot sizes. The plus or minus 17 acres, so we would just be doing 17 acres and then the 99 acres.
Gotcha, yep, yeah, that was on this, I believe, right? Sketch plan.
Otherwise, upon review of this, everything else looks complete. We can't go through the seeker quite yet until we have, that's the short environmental assessment form, until we have the survey.
Correct, I figured that, yep. We're just waiting, just like everybody else for a survey, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll hold on that, but I think once those updates are made here, I'd be comfortable calling this complete for tonight if the board has no other questions or.
I have one other question.
Sure.
In the existing house, the 17 acres, where is that well located in septic?
I can tell you let me get my map here again, what I do with it. I can tell you exactly where the well is. I mean, I don't know the exact feet, but I know where it is, so I can put it on here. So coming up the driveway, just about 100 feet before the house is the well. And about 100 feet past the house is the raised septic bed. So the raised septic bed, so coming up the driveway, the well is on the left, and here's the home. All right? The septic bed is behind the house, so the mountains are this way.
Okay.
The bed is here, and there will be at least 50-foot setback from here to the actual leach to the bed, because it's a raised, that's an.
And where's the leach field go?
It's a transvat situation, so where does it go? Down supposedly. Is a transvat system, so
Filters through the sand.
filters through the sand, but
Soil.
it kind of doesn't go anywhere, it kind of goes just
It
down.
just stays.
But no, it goes through the sand filters, is a filter.
Right.
And then it goes into the subsoil underneath, which is the topsoil.
Okay, so there's no leaching anywhere else, it's just down into the, okay.
Yeah, it kind of disperses more than like a old style, we'll say, where they just kind of shout out the pipes.
Okay. Okay.
But, so yeah, the well and they're probably 300 feet apart. And then the proposed, septic and well will probably be about 500 feet apart. Ish, the driveway is gonna be, the electrical is gonna be about 450 feet, so give or take.
Now, is the well downhill from the?
The well is
the
downhill.
Proposed septic?
Correct.
Okay.
But the proposed septic there's a hill like this, plateaus a little bit where the new home's gonna be, the septic is gonna be kind of on the other side of that. So if I know where you're going with that, will it run down into the well? No. The health department will tell you that it's not gonna, by the time it gets down into that well, wells are primarily, that I know of wells, and I've dealt with a lot of wells, I've had a lot of well problems. They're not runoff type water systems. I mean, other than a spring, something like that, but it's not gonna leach into that well. The health department will verify that, I'm sure, when you do their thing, yeah,
It's 100 feet between the well and septic.
and that's it,
That's it.
yeah. 100 feet is required, is what Phil's saying, this is gonna be 400 to 500, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's a long ways past what the regulations would be.
So, you can just sign it initially, like.
Oh, I can do that, Phil, it's okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Confirm, I just put representative.
Yeah, you know.
Just stay,
Over.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
And then, there's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're.
You did say two. Yeah.
A little bit.
So I'm gonna go 116.
Yeah, and just cross out and initial It's like similar on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's your picture?
Was that it? Street?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, here, yep.
Yeah.
One more time.
Unless
If
I'm.
applicant is not the owner, if the applicant is the owner.
Yeah, then you're fine, sorry, I think I missed probably when we were
That's
going
okay.
through, so ignore that.
Yep.
Just down there, so,
So we, once you see, I hear it's
yeah,
116,
I think we just need 99.
It's redundant, it's just worded differently.
Yeah. and I'm gonna put plus or minus, cause it's
And just.
Cover
initials.
yourself.
subject to the
Yeah,
survey.
alright, well, that's perfect. Well, thank you.
You're
So, yeah, when you receive the survey next,
Yep.
just let us know and we'll put you on the agenda, we just require it Friday before the
The
meeting.
Friday before, I was gonna ask you that, okay.
Yep.
So if we can get this thing done within the next couple of weeks, as long as it's by Friday, get on the agenda, get the
Yeah.
public hearing going and get this thing wrapped up.
We will have to refer this one over to Albany County.
The county,
Board.
yep, I understand how they got 30 days and trust me.
So, we'll try to get it as quickly as possible.
Yep,
So, but thank you. Do you have
Awesome.
any questions for us?
no,
Okay.
nope, I think I had everything pretty much done. I appreciate your time, I know they do too, they're very excited. I said, I don't see why it won't happen, you know, and, that's it. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Alright, so next on the agenda, we have the Golden Farms special use permit. So hi.
Hello, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
We're beating the Golden Farms. This is Mayor Michael, I'm Pat. Best I can tell is that we had applied under an agricultural permit a while back, and we notified the town that we were going to get a beer, wine and cider permit, and that kind of tripped things up for special use.
We're a farm, we're on Gifford Hollow Road, we've been there since 2016. Operating as a farm business and mainly doing farmer's market in Albany County and Greene County. And part of our business is, other than just selling like raw goods and products that we raise on the farm, we have a mobile wood-fired trailer that we make farm-to-table pizzas in, so all the ingredients, we grow at the farm and we make wood-fired pizza. And so we started building the farm stand. We want to sell all of our meat and veg and wool products there. But all of the pizza fans were like, are you going to ever do pizza nights there? And we said we really would like to do them a few times a week. And then everyone said, well, can I have a beer with my pizza while we were there? And we're like, okay. So we started to look into it. And then this is kind of how we ended up here. So we're going to.
Is that subversive?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we were actually, for the first 2 years on the farm, we did market gardening. I worked full-time as a chef. She was still at Rutgers, and we were also running farmers markets with just vegetables. It's not a sustainable business model in any kind of way. So then we got our pizza oven a year or two later, and then during COVID, we actually set up at a brewery. That's a New York State brewery. And it was incredibly nice to kind of have a home and be in one spot and have a nice clean kitchen.
We were at one point doing 4 farmers markets a week, and we're in, Rensselaerville is far from everywhere. So we were packing up, loading a truck and driving at least an hour in, an hour back 4 times a week. And it sucks, we don't like it. So then when we got a permanent place at Subversive, we were like, this is so much easier, so much better. And then this past year, we just had a baby and we were like, let's not leave the farm ever again. Let's figure out how to have it be here, not drive around, not be in a car all the time. And so we started to kind of like go down this road and.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. I brought a couple of mock-ups right now. I brought 5. I made everything in 4 copies with the other, I don't know.
It's not shared.
Yeah, but you guys can see our floor plan of the building that we're building, and then also a little mock menu of all the stuff that we grow at the farm, and then kind of what a typical pizza night might look like. Plus our, on the back is a little bit about our business, or in the middle is a little bit about our business.
And that is a current floor plan, as the build-out is going currently. The left side is picnic tables outside, those rectangles. Right now, again, this is a mock-up. We're thinking about 30 to 35 seats inside. And the building, I know it was on one of the applications we filled out. It's gonna do a lot of different things for our business. I've had to rent kitchens for the past few years and be here, there, and everywhere.
And our catering.
We're constantly worried about thousands of dollars of meat that we have in freezers. And this is actually gonna make it a lot easier for me to do catering. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Hoping to put up some greenhouses so that our season can be a little bit longer, so that we can have more veg to offer earlier on. And then I'm hoping, if we can figure it out, to have one of the houses in the winter be sheep housing, so we can lamb a little bit earlier, so we have meat a little bit sooner. It's a place for us to, rather than borrow from a lot of people in a bunch of different counties, for us to have it have a home base, instead of spending all this money on gas.
Yeah.
And time in a car.
And just about every spring, I spend a good 3 weeks with the Department of Health going, I'm borrowing this kitchen, here's my letter for this, da-da-da-da, and like, we do Ags and Market, we do Department of Health, blah, blah, blah. So we're pretty well versed in that stuff. I've run Ags and Market bakeries. I've run Department of Health kitchens. You know, keeping food safe is very important. And this is kind of what we're trying to do. Our septic plan has been approved through the Department of Health. We're right on the border of whether we would be considered a public water source. So I'm working with the same guy, Jim Mitchum, to come up with a system that will be safe for being on that border, which is probably going to be a UV system. I'm going to scale up rather than down. And I don't know. That's kind of where we're at. I don't know if you guys have any questions or, oh, and I brought focaccia. I don't know.
So you can see bread that we make.
Thank you, I didn't hear yet.
That's all New York State flour.
I guess I'll open the floor up to the board if there's any questions at this time from that overview.
I know it's a lot. We kind of do a lot of different things.
Our business has a lot of legs, and I would say every 2 or 3 years we lean on a different leg more strongly. And
Okay.
I would say that's one of the reasons why we made it through COVID, is because we had all these different ways to make money. And for us, we learned like, oh, this is a good thing. So we want to continue to be able to use all those assets of our business and not have to like only pick one. And this building would allow us to do that.
It'll be similar to like what the Q Hearts have.
I think it would
or
be
the
very,
Carrot Barn,
I think it would be very similar to Kuhar.
self-serve,
Yeah. We
areas
like-
to
A much
sit
a much
down and-
smaller Carrot Barn, but yes,
Right.
that's when we
Yeah.
started this venture. I said, wouldn't it be nice if we kind of had something like the Carrot Barn, but
Yeah.
here in Rensselaerville? Yeah.
And like, you know, you think about Kuhar, you think about the Carrot Barn. You know, you get a boar's head sandwich at the Carrot Barn. I like a boar's head sandwich. I don't know what boar's head meat has to do with farming, but it's delicious, right? It's a New York State product. We're using New York State flour. A lot of toppings that we're gonna use, we actually do grow.
Yeah.
And it's not everything. I'm gonna get Italian olive oil. Like, you know, we have our little vices, but
Yeah, we hope to be like Kuhar, a little bit more local than the Carrot Barn, and then a little bit smaller. Very similar.
and you know, sourcing from Kuhar and sourcing from the Carrot Barn.
Yeah, that's what we have a couple of farm friends who are like, oh, would, do you want to use my lettuce on that? You know, so it'll be fun. Our neighbor Victor keeps bees on our property, so we're gonna have some of his honey there. And yeah, it'll be great.
How about the cheese? You can make your own cheese.
Well, actually, this whole thing started when we first moved to Rensselaerville with goats.
That's how I have. that's my
Kind of
goats.
ideally thinking about making cheese.
New York
We
State
love
is
making cheese.
tough.
We love our dairy goats, but New York State does not like small dairy. And we would be micro dairy and there's no scaling.
Yeah.
So for us, we'd be probably tripling our investment for one single product with a lot more rules.
And there's other good goat dairies that are right. I mean, Cotton Hill Creamery. is
And in
right
our
down
wild
the road,
streams,
so we
this all
probably-
works really well, and maybe in a couple of years we are making cheese. But it's a big hill to get up to legally make cheese in New York. And I'm not a cheesemaker; I'm a bread baker. So you know, we're kind of playing to our strengths.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So I was able to look over the application and everything, prior to this. I didn't honestly have any questions on the content of the application. I did want to confirm, were you able to pay the application fee?
No, because we didn't get the number from Tim yet, which
Yeah, he said he had to
we
think about it.
can.
He had to
I could come
figure it out.
tomorrow with a check.
Oh.
We just didn't have a number because he wasn't sure of something. I don't know.
Okay, I believe it's $150 for the special use permits.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought there was a question on his end that we walked out.
I believe it is. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I'm a,
we paid a fee, but then he said that the price might change based off of what we were now doing, and so that he would get us a new number. So
Because
Okay.
we initially paid for our agricultural building permit, and then
Yeah.
this is a different one, and I
yeah,
don't
so
know.
and he was like,
Yeah,
yeah, so
There's
he
a
was
little
like,
bit of math there.
he was like, we have to do math.
and just so the board's aware, looking at the referral form from Tim, he's recommending that this be a restaurant special use permit. And it would just be a single special use permit, so we would only be looking to, pursue one at this time. Listen,
He's on his way.
Oh,
Yep. He was just finishing.
Oh, these guys.
question on the application fee, Tim. Is it
Application
the-
fee,
For the special use permit, I
$250? Is that what it was?
think it's $150.
So we might have raised it. We did a new fee schedule.
That's right, we just filed
We
that.
just
with
did a
the-
new fee schedule last month, and I think that is the new number.
Okay, so we'll have to
I can
update our forms.
I can confirm.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure that we looked it up on the new schedule.
Okay, I was not aware of the new schedule, so,
Well, we're good for it when you
We
tell us a
prom-
number.
You promised.
We
promised. So
we
we'll write it.
paid-
We got a blank check.
We paid $264 for our initial permit.
That was a building. permit.
Yeah, building permit, yeah.
That was for,
okay, I see, we have your email, so we can follow up. just to
Yeah,
confirm
You know,
that.
we're here, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, and we'll confirm that. with you.
Okay.
So we will need that, and
I
I
hope
think,
it didn't work, huh?
It's bread, you
focaccia.
should have some focaccia.
No sweet.
All right, and then regarding this, looks like I did have a question actually on page. Sorry, I wrote it down.
I had a question on page 3.
Yeah, that's what I have, page 3 of 5.
Number of persons?
Yes, that was my question.
Okay.
All right, so in the description of the project, it said, you provide the information on the structure, what you're looking to do, indoor and outdoor dining, and this is number of persons. What do you mean by?
So we don't know yet, because
Okay.
there's some equipment and things and layout of the interior.
Yeah, I actually
And we haven't really
this layout
figured out.
has seats on it.
Okay.
That's probably more seats than we're actually gonna have. We're thinking in the building, it's gonna be about 40 seats.
Go higher, never lower, because otherwise.
That's
That's
going
why we're
higher.
going higher, yeah,
Cause I kept saying 30, cause I know what 30 is and how it works. And this is her going, go higher, go higher.
Yeah.
And that's in the building, and outside, it's not a huge, it's a little covered dining area. It's not a sprawling beer garden or anything. But yeah, inside, we're saying 40 right now.
Okay, so on the application, you want to go higher than, is the outside can accommodate more too?
Yeah, we have 4 picnic tables and they seat about 4, so. 4
Okay,
times 4.
so I guess this is probably a good segue into, I wanted to discuss this with the board, since this is what we've been doing with all of our other special use permits, is like that business plan that we request from all of our applicants for these, where, essentially like your business objective, that your hours of operation, if it's seasonal or not seasonal, what parking looks like, how many spots, and we can send this to you in an email, so you don't have to remember all of this.
And a lot of that is in that menu, you know, but yeah, happy to.
Signage, like how you'll be promoting it, will there be signs, and I don't know, Tim, if there's any concerns about.
When
rules.
signs are part of the special use permit application, they're free.
They're-
So there's sign sizes and all that.
Signs where, like,
Are you
if you're
putting
gonna
up
have
any
a sign.
signs?
Is it gonna say Beagle
Sure.
Defense on a sign somewhere?
yeah,
Or are you going to have like, if you have like an event there, like signs and like leading up to your property, like, you know, like the little
Sure.
signs?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, no, not
No,
really.
no.
I mean, there'll be a placard hanging that says Be
Yeah.
Golden Farms, but.
Some other considerations, like with the parking lot, like what the lights look like and things of that nature. You know, are they going to be shielded or directed down? I think that was something.
That was the one, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And just like good neighbor practices. So I think from you, what we'd be looking for would be like that business plan, just to help answer those questions. And additionally, like how many people you plan to have there. Like Dominic said, it's always safer to go higher to accommodate
Yeah.
things.
It's also, you know, it's a little confusing too, because on a Monday, I'm there alone working. And I'm making bread, you know. On a Tuesday, I might be there with one person, and then like on a Kuhar, a lot of the time it's just a post office.
Yeah, it's
which-
just more so like at the max capacity,
Correct.
what.
Sure.
Full potential within
Sure.
10 years
I
down the road,
can
just.
weigh in on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen your layout, but
Mhm.
there's real clear formulas from the state.
Okay.
How many people per square foot?
So would they work with you on that, Tim?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll figure that out for the inside and the outside. I
Okay,
think outside dining might be a different angle on the planning. I think there might be another level that we have for outside dining rather than just the special use permit.
okay.
So now that we know that we have outside dining, we just need to make sure we check that.
Picnic tables, but yeah.
Yeah.
So work with Tim on that calculation for that, just to make sure everything's to code, I guess.
Yeah, you'd rather put everything you can think of into it now.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's much
And
better.
then include that in that business plan.
Yeah, but she's gonna send it without me.
And is there anything else on that list that from the board that I may have missed? So we're talking business objective, hours of operation, parking, you know, that includes like accessibility, number of spaces, signage, lighting, and, I guess number of persons capacity. Is there anything else?
Special events.
Music.
Would you have special events, music? Yeah.
What's a special event?
A special event outside. the
Just
Anything
business
outside of
work
normal
hours.
business, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything outside the normal work hours or during the work
Should say like
hours,
when we do
like,
it, the hours we have, we would do
like
something later than that or do it
I don't
every
think so.
day.
I mean,
or-
yeah.
Yeah, no.
the special event, like I said the other day, like a maple weekend, we tap our trees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
it
it
would
would still
be-
in our business operating, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I was trying to think of
I don't
the-
want our opening hours to be more.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
We're talking about having a dandelion festival and everyone has to help me pull
Yeah.
one weed.
It's hard, because everybody comes in very conservative without the expectation.
Sure,
of
sure.
Covering all of your bases, and then
Yeah.
it's not in the realm of your special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the, you know, the thing is,
Your permit can have expanded hours, but you don't have to.
Abide.
Yeah, I see,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
um,
just for
Listen, do you think we
future-
would ever do anything that aren't on those
Otherwise-
hours, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Just to-
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
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 So like a special event would probably draw more people if you advertise something going on. Would draw more people, more cars, more.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I got you.
you may wanna include something along that line.
Yeah, and that was, you know, we started with our septic system and sized that up for the bakery, for the idea that we could grow, that we would make more bread, and we started from there, so, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
nice.
I
Sounds
think
very
we-
good. Can't wait.
Yeah, I hope, we hope we get it open soon.
And then one other thing that I think we'll need, okay, I'm not sure, I just wanna confirm this with you, is we would probably just need like a sketch of like this, the property, right? Like nothing over engineered.
I believe it's on one of those packets that you all got. I don't remember the name of each one, I'm sorry. It had the map of the parking lot, the building, what we've cleared.
No, I don't know.
I made 4 of them, so they exist here somewhere.
Okay.
Not a big deal. Not a big
But I have them, I can email them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, we have like, because we also had a survey map done a few years ago, so we use that survey map, so everything is drawn on there.
Okay,
Where we're gonna like have greenhouses, where we're gonna have parking, where the
so
building
include
sits.
that in your plan, like if you wanna make that as like an addendum in your plan and.
It is in this building somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is currently here. I brought 4 copies.
Yeah.
I don't know where, but,
That's okay.
Okay,
But that's something that we'll want to evaluate, so we can send you over an email with the, what we just talked about.
Sure.
and we'll just email
Um,
hopefully we send that.
And,
Yeah, where the lighting will be,
It's different.
where the signs
Yes,
will be,
yeah,
where
it's-
the
Yeah.
parking will
Sure.
be,
I'm assuming-
how many.
It is.
like, not to sound catty, but you guys do have that. Like, it was part of one of the applications I filled out.
Yeah.
I spent at least an hour making that map.
Making a very detailed.
And now I'm like, you guys have
I
it.
was gonna say we're farmers and we're bad at
Ugh.
computers, so it took us
I'm
so
on Google
long.
Earth.
no, it's okay, we haven't seen that, but we'll.
I can add it. Add it in the email. We can put it all in there.
Okay.
So yeah, I think next steps would be, you can just include that in that business
Yep.
plan.
Great.
too, that would be helpful. So confirm with Tim the fee schedule, we'll send that in that email, to you. We'll send you over in the email, the business plan, what we just talked about, and then if you guys wanna work with him on those formulas.
Great.
And then once we have that information, I think we could take it from there and take a look at that. You guys filled out a short environmental
Mhm.
form. That would be after we are good with, the proposed plan and everything. I don't know if I've missed anything or. So a few more meetings, I guess that's an important thing just to let you guys know, this is like a process, so it's not, I wish we could say like one meeting.
One and done, yes, of
Yeah.
course,
And there'll be like a public hearing and everything for
of
it.
course, yes.
You might be familiar with like what those are like, so.
We went to Kuhar's, so we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it would be prudent for us as the board to talk about doing a site visit as well in the future, if you guys would be comfortable with that, so.
We filled out that form as well.
Sure, yes, absolutely.
And just so we can, get a sense of like.
Sometimes easier to see than look at a
Yeah.
map on it, yeah, of course.
So, we can reach out about scheduling that with you as
Great.
well, so.
Yeah.
All
I'd
right.
love for you guys to see, yeah, it's exciting.
Thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll give your container to Tim.
Well, yeah,
She'll
Uh,
send back
We
to
have
see
so
it,
many
right?
containers, because I just had the baby and everyone brought so many.
Yeah, she shared.
It's a work in progress, but yeah, that's ballpark what we're doing.
That'd be great.
Of course. Sure. Of course, that's a good idea, yes. Yes, it's a good idea. No, it's not a bad idea, it's a good one. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, so Pearson subdivision, I know that you met with Tim today, so.
I have questions.
Okay, you have just questions today?
Yep.
Okay,
I have to show everybody the map.
okay. And if you'd like some bread after.
No, I'm good. Okay. It's not the Pearson subdivision, it is the Bowders Family Trust, which is across the street, on Barker Road. My sister-in-law is the trustee who lives in Tennessee.
Okay, so you'd be representing her.
Correct, for the whole family. Here's the tax map of the property. My wife's grandfather bought it in 51, subdivided in 74, so he owns part of these lots, like you'll see different names. And then this side of the road is 30 acres. So my daughter wants to buy the 30 acres from the family and put a house over here. But I don't really want to we don't really want to have a subdivision survey of the whole piece, okay? When they're just gonna buy this piece over here. This was surveyed by my father in '74, okay? So I wanna know if we can just subdivide this side of the road and this side of the road, if I only can do a survey on this side, then the whole piece. Because it's like a $6,000 survey to a $16,000 survey. And this is a great lot line, and then it's divided by the road.
The road, yeah.
So it's just this, they're gonna buy this side of the road. So we basically wanna divide, this is a menagerie, okay? And this is 30 acres.
Okay.
So you can see all these lots here.
Yeah.
And the ones in yellow is what they live here, and then this is, you're probably the only one here that remembers Rob Badles.
Thank you.
Nobody else here would know him, would they?
No, probably not.
Okay, well, Rob divided this out. But what I wanna know is, do we have to do a full survey of the whole piece, or can we just do the lower piece and divide that off of this? This was surveyed at one time.
Are those already separated? Are those separate lots?
Yes. So these are lots, okay?
Yeah.
But there's 59 acres total.
Mhm.
And so, even though they're lots, Jan and Dave, for the trust, own this one, this one, this one.
But they're technically separate ownership, right? They're
No,
they're
they're
separate
deeds.
lots. They're separately
lots.
deeds.
Okay,
deed.
these are all different lots, okay? But these are still owned by the trust. Jan and Dave now, which is used to be Barter, which is this road, which is Badles, okay? They didn't ever change the deeds. Okay, so you got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, okay? Now, there's a right of way that goes up through here.
Not that long ago.
It was my father-in-law, you guys should thank me for coming, not him.
I remember this, because I didn't know there was so many.
It was the one that was like.
Because it's straight
landlocked,
across,
right?
right?
Yeah. Where, like,
Yeah, I remember all these little parcels were funny and it was
It's
just.
all, but that's why I don't wanna survey this side, because it's already been done a long time ago, okay? This lot here is what my daughter wants to buy, so here's all the deeds and all the right of ways for everything on this side, which all exist. And I just wanna know if I have to do a full survey, or can I just survey this side, being it's divided by a road and two great lot lines?
So what, just to try to make.
It's confusing. It's definitely confusing.
So she wants to buy this.
Correct.
That parcel.
And what is that connected to this
Like some
in any
are.
legal way, other
It's
than?
all one deed.
It's all one deed, but are they separate, they're separate tax IDs?
No, this
No,
is a
so
different.
everything's all joined.
This here,
How many acres total is it?
59,
59 total.
she wants to buy 30,
And the other 19's across the street.
no, 29.
29, I'm sorry, bad at math.
Where you go?
Whatever, dude.
She went to Greenville, okay?
He got what I was saying.
So that's what I wanna know, before we spend 6,000 or 16,000.
So there's only one deed to all of this, that's what you're saying.
Well, if you wanna read all the libraries and pages, there's like 30 deeds, okay?
Oh, okay, 30 deeds, okay.
There's libraries and pages, there's deeds, there's right-of-way deeds, there's fishing deeds. That,
So there's no separate deed for just this piece?
I don't know why when Rob did
Yeah,
the survey
yeah,
and the subdivision, he
Yeah.
subdivided it,
Yeah.
he didn't do anything, cause he had sheep on this side. Okay, so that would be this piece over here that doesn't exist on this map, which is this piece here, and this piece here.
Not for nothing, I mean.
Where's your house? Where's your house?
It's got nothing to do with
Well, I
my,
know, where is it, so I can get
Where is it?
your house.
my house.
Can make a
Way over.
call.
Well, but on this, it's.
This is this road right here. This is Barter Road,
Yep, okay,
okay?
all right, it's nowhere near, okay.
This here is on the other side of the road, right over here. If you
Okay.
drive down this road about 1,000 feet, you're gonna see the hayfields over there.
Okay.
Cause my wife's grandfather owned like 500 acres all over here. Okay, he owned the Rockers Farm, he owned on Roney Road, he owned down here, he owned everywhere. Like I said, you're the only one here that would know him.
So,
You
a
remember Ralph?
little assessment of what's going on, based
My
on
wife's
what's
voice is so sweet. I'm like,
presented
what part?
now, it doesn't sound like a survey
He was pretty stern.
60 acres is necessary here, especially with all the separate deeding. I just wanna go through that, not right on the spot and give you a
No, no.
snap call, but I wanna confirm
Yeah.
that if it's distinct, sufficiently distinct there, then I don't know what purpose it would serve to deed all this, or survey all that known land.
Yeah, you just wanna make, in the end, you wanna make sure you're doing it right.
Confirm this is right.
I walked it and there, what they say there's bins in the woods everywhere.
Right, and it's already been surveyed,
It was surveyed by my father in
Yeah.
1974.
so
Yeah.
redo
How
it.
did they broke it up in such small lots?
Cause it was Rob.
3 acres.
Okay, you know, he went up there and these are all stone walls. Everywhere you see it, they're stone walls. And he went, that you can have and you buy that. That's what he did. That's why it looks like that.
So can I make a copy of this, just to, and then I'll reference it, I'll go through it, make sure it's all for planning board's purposes defined and delineated,
Well,
and then.
good luck, because a lot of it, only references back to the Great Lock.
Well, we'll see how far we can get with it, but as long as it confirms what we're looking at now,
Trying to accomplish.
I would advise that we don't need to survey the whole thing, rather just that bigger unknown part.
Right, this-
Not unknown, but you know.
right, this one's easy too, because it says, you know, in a southerly boundary of lot 112.
Yeah.
To the corner of the easterly boundary of 112. That's the whole description of the lot on this side. And my father was a surveyor, so, you know, when I talked to him, he said that's what they did.
Yeah.
Okay. You got some more.
Yeah, so is the board okay with that?
Can I get a copy of that?
Yeah.
Can I have somebody make a copy of
Yeah,
that?
sure, we'll make a copy and you keep that one.
Yeah,
As
whatever
long
you
as
want
it's
to do.
satisfactory and accomplishes what it's trying to do.
Right.
Because if it put him in a situation or us in a situation.
It's been our planning board's policy that you have everything surveyed, but this has been
This
surveyed.
has been surveyed, you know, I know it looks like a hodgepodge because it is, but
And because it's
this,
bordered by the road, I mean.
It's
a road divide.
it's road divided, and there's
Yeah.
Right,
two sides of a great lot, which
Yeah.
is a division
right. It's already naturally divided,
by the road.
yes.
And if you drive down here, and it's on the,
Very,
I mean,
If we can make it work, then we can, but we'll, do you even need the tax map I use?
Yeah, if I could
it'll
have,
switch, I'll take the one that's highlighted.
perfect.
You wanna just take pictures of it?
Try. Screen on my camera's great.
Do you want me to take a picture?
No, if you wouldn't mind, it's all blurry. I don't think this will be an issue, but I do wanna just dig
you'd
into
rather
it.
make sure before you give a definitive
Yeah,
answer.
I can't give you a snap yes or no.
No.
Oh, I understand.
But these are-
I'll try this one
Thing is,
first.
you-
Sorry.
Like I said, these all here, just meander. So this lot here is part of this lot, which is part of this, which is part of that, which is part of that, which is part of that, okay? He owns all this stuff. He only sold these couple pieces, and then there's some over in here.
Okay, a little confusing.
Yeah, just the
Nothing
way
we
it's.
can't figure
But he,
out.
like I said, he bought it in 51.
Yeah,
He owned where this building is. You know, this is all the one part of the whole farm. That's why it's Barber Road, my wife's a barber.
Is this good enough? Do you want a wire?
no, I think that's good.
Now, are you related to Ralph Barger?
That is my wife's father.
Oh, the West
Yeah,
Barger.
that'll
You know
go.
Daphne.
What?
So
You know
just use
Daphne.
those
You want more,
records.
you want-
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We don't need this one, right, Ann? Or do you need?
I don't know.
I would just take pictures of all of it, so you don't have
Yeah,
to.
I'd rather have than need it.
So yeah, this one too, Ann, if you wouldn't mind.
Like I said, the land itself is gonna, this here, you'll trust, I think that's what this one is. It's in the Barger Family Trust. And
And where do you want me to focus it on?
Just so I can see,
The whole.
yeah, just take.
They moved to Tennessee.
You know,
Oh,
cameras, no, that's an issue. I don't take pictures of anything.
I left mine out in the car and this says no,
So I-
not left on it, so I can't take a picture.
My daughter wants the property, so I became the
Yep,
Now, which one?
tailor.
Oh,
I mean, it'd be a
good.
great location.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
That's great.
Thank
There's a program that you can send documents.
2 3/4.
Two and three.
That's
quarters.
good, do it, the second one,
It's
It's
and
free, it's free.
It's because I have the glass on my camera
Oh, congratulations.
cracked, so it can't clear.
tailor's kind of a little like.
Oh, wow. Or
It's like $200 here to fix.
it's scratch points, it's like, might as well swipe it out.
And I don't use it, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Oh my gosh.
That's, my boy's a big old boy too.
And Taylor weighs 105
I
pounds.
know she's a tiny little thing. Is Jess in the area too?
Jessica, she's in Central Bridge, Taylor's in Central Bridge, Jessica's in Valencia. So they're both, yeah, all the
Perfect, not too far.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll look into this and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, we didn't fill out anything paperwork wise,
Yeah.
because we wanted to know before we did the
Yeah.
survey that we figure out what we gotta do. So you guys will get back to us,
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then email.
then to tell us what to do for a survey, then we'll do the rest of the paperwork.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
I wasn't as prepared as the rest of them.
No, you're fine.
It's better you did this rather than go ahead and do the $16,000 survey.
Correct,
You don't
I did.
need-
Yeah, my daughter and my son-in-law, so I'm just trying to save everybody money.
So yeah, I have your email and we'll get back to you with an answer as soon as we have one,
Okay,
so.
thank you guys.
No problem.
Thank you.
Have a good night. All right, at this time, I'll accept the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion.
Motion by Brad,
Second.
second by Dominic, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I have just one piece of housekeeping.
It's really, I'm gonna
I
send it